Well, in all of this, it's going to be businesses that really feel the effects of a change in ferry provider.
But the reality here is that firms are going to have to navigate the Channel Islands being served by two completely different operators.
Yes, well, Emma Volney joins us from Jersey's government offices in Broad Street, where the big decision was made. So, Emma, just what impact is all this going to have on the businesses that supply the islands?
Well, this is the announcement they've all been waiting for, and it's going to have a huge impact. I think tonight the feeling is one of enormous relief, but also trepidation, as we are yet to see the timetable that DFDS is going to put out. Now, Jersey businesses have less than 6 months to prepare, and that is because the joint tender process with Guernsey was such a complete and utter failure. And I think the major sticking point for businesses is how on earth are we going to have two separate ferry operators? For politicians, it may be the right decision, but for businesses, make no mistake, it's going to take some serious getting used to. Delivering the goods after Jersey at last delivered a decision that brings certainty to businesses that can finally start planning for the future. But for Jersey Post, it means having to work with two separate ferry operators.
Fundamentally, we're a parcel operator now. If we look at the amount of volume we're moving for Amazon, for Raw Mail, it's a very busy time for us. I think from a service perspective, having another operator, we'll work with whichever operator wins. But also we work with Condor as well, because we support Guernsey. We've got the Amazon contract to Guernsey as well, so we'll be working with both operators. And I don't think there'll be any concerns that we've got from a service perspective. In actual fact, it's probably good to have two operators, because it probably gives a little bit of competition, and maybe they'll keep service standards up.
But others aren't so convinced and fear it's Guernsey consumers that will pay the price for sticking with the status quo.
I think Guernsey are at real risk of seeing really high inflation coming, particularly in terms of food prices, because you've got to look at the volumes that Condor were shifting to the Channel Islands. Now they'll probably be doing less than 50% of that, plus they're on the brink of introducing GST with a rumoured 8% rate coming in there. Guernsey could be in for a real rough ride in terms of their food prices.
Unlike Condor, the Danish firm is promising a flat rate card for freight. That means paying the same price and encouraging a level playing field. But DFDS is yet to publish the details. That is despite having had many months to prepare for this very moment. At today's Jersey Chamber of Commerce lunch, the announcement was all anyone was talking about. But this is all off the back of a chaotic tender process that has forced businesses to question their faith in government. Deputy Morell, the subject of continued criticism.
Well, for goodness sake, on a contract as big as this, a lifeline contract for 15 years, and the politician responsible leaves it to his officers until it's over, that's just not good enough. And then when you asked him about the consequences of Jersey and Guernsey going a different way, he said, well, that's part of the learning process. Well, you cannot afford, if you're a senior politician, to learn on a job which is worth billions of pounds.
Last night, the last lights left on in the government's office, the Chief Minister's. There is a decision, but what there isn't is detail. And that is what worries businesses the most.